So I'm going to expose myself here. I have not set up TradeZilla to the best of its ability. So I am setting it up properly today, and I literally got halfway through looking into it, and I was like, wait, let me record it, because what's so good about, because I use Loom to record, and I can pretty much press pause and play on my setting it up. So I'm just going to pretty much show you guys me setting up my journal. What I'm trying to do is I set up my, let me move my face, my progress tracker. So I set up the different rules that I'm going to use each day. Then you guys might think it's a little bit weird, but I think it's going to help me personally. And I'm also setting up my playbook now. So I'm basically going to write in my strategy. I only have one playbook that I'm going to be focusing on. And I'm going to set it up now. So I'll show you guys basically the process. I haven't even read through this. I opened up the playbook and I was like, wait, let me record. So I'm going to read through this, kind of figure out how to do it. And then I'm going to walk you guys through how I do it. So Okay. So I'm going to start with adding in the name. So obviously my strategies, I trade IC, know what to add as my, indication, continuation, trend, continuation, strategy. I don't have a photo that I can use. I don't have a photo that I can use yet. Let's add a little icon. Let's make it purple. I like that. I'm going to be doing some more studying tonight, so I'm going to have a photo to upload hopefully, because the government shutdown is happening. So I'm just extra pedantic with my trades at the moment, and especially because I lost a few. So I have mock trade in right now. Hello. I have a mock trade in right now. It's working out. Maybe I should have entered, but I was just feeling so unconfident with the US shutdown happening, so I didn't enter. But I mean, how can you be mad? Like, the thing is, I'm not here to make money right now. I'm here to just become a good trader, and I know that the money will follow. So just placing this mock trade, I placed it in London session. I didn't place it in the first hour because that's kind of my rule, is to not trade the first hour. But I saw price get above these highs. It broke out of this consolidation. It got back above this level. It didn't get back above this level. I potentially should have waited until it got back above this. Resistance. But it didn't really. It broke past the resistance anyway. So I don't know. But anyway, we'll see how this trade plays out. But that's not why we're here. We're here to do my trading journal. So I think what you do here is you do entry criteria, exit criteria, and market conditions. So, okay. For market conditions, we want to see a trendy on the 1 hour time frame, trending on the 1 hour time frame, trending on the 4 hour time frame. In this strategy, I can trade news. Trades by Sky trades news, and he said how it is okay as long as your analysis is good and you're ready to take on the risk of trading through news, then it's completely fine. He trades through news because he says that the news basically just injects a bunch of volume into the market, and as long as you've done the right analysis, then you should be fine. So I guess I won't put it in the market conditions. When I do my trades, I do it on a case-by-case basis. So if it's like FOMC, for example, I won't trade, because that's where I've seen the biggest moves in the markets. And the thing that is annoying about FOMC is sometimes it will just go like this. It'll be like trending, and then it'll go poof, poof. And I don't like that, because it's going to stop me out of my position. No. But then things like PPI, PMI, unemployment rates, what are some other ones? NFP, I will sometimes trade in, but I still want to keep testing that and kind of seeing how I go. So that's something that I'm just going to be journaling as I go. And then entry criteria, price has made an indication on the 1 hour. Price has made a correction on the 1 hour or 15 minutes. That's from my understanding. I don't mean price is making a correction on the 15-minute. I'm obviously going to see a little bit of a correction on the 1 hour. This is just really to help my understanding. So if you guys don't understand why I've put these specific things, just leave a comment. I respond to as many comments as I can, as long as they're productive comments. I'll explain it more if you are confused. And then let me pause this and think. Price has started correction has ended. Let me add that. Price has broke structure. I think that's right. But it's basically a change of character. It's not really like a BOS, like the ICT strategy. So excuse my terminology if it's a bit mixed up. And then continuation has started on the 5-minute or 15-minute. What I'd like to see is if the continuation has started on the... Let me separate these. Okay. Correction has ended. Continuation has started. 15-minute continuation has started on that. I wonder if you can... I wish you could make little sub rules, because I want to do continuation has started and then like list if it started on the 5 minute or the 15 minute, but that's fine. And then exit criteria would really be high, oh, high time frame level has been hit. Take partials at a 1-to-1. Usually I do 50%, so I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in the brackets. I usually do 50% because I like to have a risk-free trade without having to move my stop loss, because I don't like the idea of moving my stop loss, because I put my stop loss there for a reason. I put my stop loss there because it indicates that that trend is no longer a trend continuation. Like just how it is in my entry criteria, a continuation has to have started for me to get in on it. So if that continuation is then invalidated, that means my whole entire trade is invalidated. So that's where my stop loss is usually sitting at. And the correction is usually based off of a 1 hour time frame. So if price goes to make a continuation and then breaks back below, typically, like obviously if it hasn't hit my level, that would mean it's made a lower high, and it's for a bullish example, it means that price would have made a lower high to continue down, and then that's where my stop loss would be. My stop loss would be where price is going to make that lower low. So my strategy is based off of market structure. So I don't like to move my stop loss, because if I move my stop loss to say break even, price could continue to make like a higher low and then continue that bullish trend. I'm not sure if this is making sense, because I'm sometimes not the best explainer because I'm a beginner trader. But yeah, so that's why I like to instead take partials, take 50% of my position out at a 1-to-1. It's a risk-free trade then, and I've captured some profits, and then later on, if my trade continues up to that high time frame level, that's usually where I take my position out, where I could hold it for the rest of the trend continuation. But as long as I've locked in that 50%, I can continue to take partials as the trade goes up. That's just how I find it. But what I'm a little bit confused about, given that I don't have experience, is like, I don't know how long I hold it for, because Sky will just hold it for as long as the trade goes. But for me, because I'm a beginner, I don't know, should I take just the whole position out at my level being hit, because that would technically be my rules. But then Sky says the reason why his strategy is so good is because you're catching the high time frame trend, which holds a lot of power, which means that it can continue to make a big move and you can catch the full movement, rather than when you're scalping, you're kind of catching each like movement from the high time frames. But yeah, that's just a little bit about me and my mindset. And if you're a new viewer, I'm sorry for yapping, but I'm just being real. I'm a beginner trader, so I'm just gonna tell you guys how it is, especially because now I'm like looking at this and I'm like, but anyway, let me stop yapping. Pretty much it. Let's have a look. I've not done a playbook before, so that's why I've got obviously no trades, nothing here. I've got nothing on here, literally just because I've never done one before. Let's have a look. So the statistics. So this is when I link my playbook to my trades that I take. It's so exciting. And then these are my rules. Oh, I love that. And then my trades. Oh, I can backtest with this. That's exciting. No missed trades have been added yet. Okay. I don't know what that means. Executed. Obviously no, because I've literally just made it in front of your face. Start backtesting now. Yes! This is what I wanted. Travel back in time. Blah, 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 blah. I love that so much. And then notes. Okay, perfect. I love that I can add notes into here. Does it add? Oh, yes! This is so good. It adds the notes as obviously like a list of all different notes, so I can have different note pages. Actually, should I test that before I start? Yeah, okay, you can. That works really well, because when I'm researching about ICC, I can write notes and then I can write key points. So that's really exciting. So that's my playbook. I'm so excited to play around with this and test and get some stats in there. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the progress tracker. So let's head into there. Okay, like I said before, I sort of set this up. I don't know what these are. I don't know what this is. Because I haven't done a progress tracker yet, so that's why I'm confused as to why. Okay, I'm guessing. Okay, yeah, that's today. Why would it? Oh, I'm so. Oh, it's like this. It's like this. I was like, what is this? But yeah, I haven't obviously taken any trades, so this week. So yeah, that's why that makes sense. Okay, so let me just look through this and figure it out, and then press play. Okay, so to run you guys through this, ignore this because I haven't used it. I like all of this, ignore it. This ignore. I have not done this at all. This progress tracker. Some of them are automated. So if you look over here, link trades to playbook. This is automated. This is automated. This is automated. I have these set to my max loss of the day is $25 AUD, so it's quite low. I have a low amount of money because I'm a beginner. I'm trading a live account. I'm not trading funded account at all. So this is my live account, and that's cool. Including commissions. Okay, so I risk 1% of my account. I trade off a $2,000 account, so I really should only be risking $20 a day. I put $25 a day because for some reason, this is the reason. So because I trade such a small size, when I do my lot size calculator, sometimes it will come up with, because I use a lot size calculator in TradingView, and unfortunately it doesn't come up with just the two decimal place lot size, and obviously you can't, trade at 0.01567, blah, 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 blah. You can't really do that. You have to trade like 0.01. So sometimes it will be 0.0156, and then obviously I'll round it down to be the 0.01. But what I want to start doing is if it's like the lot size is calculating that it needs to be 0.08, obviously rounding that up, that's a 0.02 lot size. So I'm going to be risking a slight amount more. So that's why I've put $25. And the main reason I'm doing this is because sometimes, especially throughout my trading that I've done so far, I've had that problem where it's like done a different decimal point lot size, and I've come out, like with my profitable traders, I've come out with less than I need. Not that I need, but like I'm coming out with less, obviously, money. I'm risking less money because I'm rounding the decimal point down, and that's basically affecting my overall P&L, because it's like instead of making 20 plus on a trade or risking 20 plus on a trade, I'm only risking, say, like 12, and that basically means that I'm obviously risking 12. If I get a 1-to-1, I'm getting $12, when I should be getting $20. So when I take a loss, and say my loss, I didn't have to round up the decimal point, or like say that, yeah, it landed exactly on 20, it's messing up my P&L. So obviously this will lead to bigger losses, but it will also lead to a more even gain. Because like if it was like 0.019 lot size, I would literally trade with a 0.01, because I was like, let me just round it down because I'm risking low because I'm a beginner. Totally makes sense. But yeah, I just feel like that's going to work more effective for me. So that's why I put 25. And then my max loss on a trade is 1%, because I only want to risk 1% per trade that I take. And that's really because I'm a beginner and I'm not chasing money at this stage. I'll be chasing money, not really, but like I'll be more focused on like the actual dollar amount that I'm making when I'm trading. Actually, no, I never will. I never will, because it doesn't really matter the dollar amount that I make. It's more about the percentage that I make and the actual trades that I'm taking, as long as I'm like trading with a sound mind and things like that. But the dollar amount will be more important to me when I'm trading with a bigger size. At the moment, I'm only trading with like $20 risk, so I'm potentially making $20 and potentially losing $20. It's an amount that I'm very comfortable with, and obviously I'm going to keep with that 1% risk as I size up, because it just makes the most sense to me. But a lot of people, they'll risk a big amount, which I'm not against, but until I'm super, super, super confident and I've got heaps of data to back me up, that's when I'll then size up. That was a very, very over-explained point for no reason. But linking my trades to the playbook, so basically what you do in this software is you'll have your trades in here, and then as you take your trade and you're doing your journaling for the trade, you'll tick the boxes that we just made in the playbook. So we'll tick to make sure I followed all the entry criteria, we'll tick to make sure I followed the exit criteria, and so on and so forth. And then these ones, which are the ones I added, so I do a morning trade analysis. I should really just do a morning analysis. I feel like I phrased that wrong. But this basically means every single morning, which is what I've been doing. I've also been posting them on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, my morning analysis. I'll hop into the charts in the morning. For me, New York session isn't until like 8 p.m. or 10 p.m. my time. So I'll wake up in the morning, got plenty of time. I'll do my morning analysis. I'll basically look over the charts, see what price has done in the previous New York session, even though I would have obviously seen it. And I see what basically has been happening overnight with the price action. I see what's happening in the news that day. I mark out my zones. I simplify. I usually go in and I just simplify my chart as much as I can, and then I will set my alerts for the day, and then when my alerts are hit, that's when I'm back on the charts. So whether that's an Asia session, whether that's an session in New York, I'm always at the charts in New York, to be fair, but usually throughout the day I'll just have my alerts set and I'll check price then. But that's when I'll do that. So I like to have my alerts set every single morning. And then the thing is, if I don't do this in the morning and I haven't got any alerts set, I'll be checking the charts throughout the day, or I'll just completely forget about the charts throughout the day, which is a problem, because it's like I should be knowing when my levels are hit and how price is reacting. I want to be able to see that, and instead of coming back and opening my chart at 8 p.m. for New York session and being like, what has happened, like what is going on. At least if I have an idea about what is playing out on the charts throughout the day, then that's better. And if price doesn't move, then I don't look throughout the day. Like if price is just consolidating and not hitting any of my alerts, which my alerts are hit at the key levels, which would be the lows and the highs, so I want to see a trend continuation or an indication as per my strategy. But yeah, so that's why I like to do a morning trade analysis. What I'm going to be doing in the next few days is I'm going to be going through the videos again from Trades by Sky, and I'm going to be going through a lot of other trade psychology videos from Randy Howell, I think his name is, and also Justin Wellen. His trade psychology videos are amazing. They've helped me out so much. So I'm going to be going through quite a few of those videos, and I'm going to be writing down some notes that I need to be making sure I'm looking over every single day. So this might be like psychology notes, like every day. There'll be opportunities every day in the market, so there's no point forcing it. Just keep like reminders about things like unprofitable traders, what unprofitable traders do, like like reading things like a certain percent. Like I just want to make a list of like things that I want to remind myself, and I'm probably gonna post the list on here so you guys can use it if you want, or you guys can see if you're curious. But it's more just gonna be reminders for myself, um, to make sure that they're like ingrained in my head, and it could be strategy focused, psychology focused, just average mistakes that beginner traders make, making sure that's at the forefront of my mind. And then affirmations daily. This is where I was like, you guys might think it's a little bit woo woo, but for me personally, these affirmations I already know they're gonna help. It's gonna be affirmations that are more based around trading psychology. So one that I like to say to myself is, the market will always present opportunities every single day, so there's no point forcing opportunities or having a scarce mindset. Um, and just affirmations like that. I've had a few comments from people that have told me about certain affirmations that they use. So yeah, I'm just gonna basically have a list of affirmations that I'm gonna be saying every single day, whether that's in the morning when I do my morning analysis, whether that's before I hop on the charts, just as long as I say them daily, so that my psychology is back in check and I know how I need to be acting when I'm on the charts. Just all of that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's anything else I really need to set up on TradeZilla now that I've done that. I think maybe just my journaling template. So I'm gonna go and do that now. This video has kind of gone on for a long time, but it is what it is. So I'm going to have a look at that now and see what kind of notes that I should be taking daily, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. So what I've done is I've literally just gone to this little AI thing, and I've gone, what are some common and good tag ideas for trades? And I found this area in the settings where I haven't gone through all these settings, so I'm like, oh, what is that? But I've gone into the area in the settings where you can edit the tags. So you've got your different tag categories, which I don't really understand, but I'm using this mistakes one at the moment, and I don't know. I'll read into it in a second. And I've got this tags one here, so I'm adding these tags. So note setup, over trading, and then the ones that this other one has given are some really good ones. So I'm just going to put them in, and then I'll go through them with you guys. Okay, I figured it out, and I did all of my tags. So I categorized them. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's there. Can I delete it? Okay, let me delete it. So we've got execution, mistakes, and red flags. Red flags are massive things that could cause really bad habits. Obviously, mistakes and red flags are pretty similar, but I feel like red flags to me stand out as a bit more significant because they're mistakes that I don't know. We'll go through it. Let me not make excuses. And then execution is more about like the actual trade itself. So we have, for the red flags, emotional decision making, ignored my rules, revenge traded, and trading without a plan. And then mistakes, boredom trading, pretty similar to the red flags, but a little bit different. And then chasing entry. Actually, hold on. I think I have that here. We'll have a look. News hype, no setup, overconfidence, overtrading, and execution. Enter too aggressively, excited too soon on a winner, held longer on a loser, hesitated on entry, missed the ideal entry, moved stops too early, which I basically said to you guys before. I don't really move my stop loss, but I guess when I'm on the live charts, I can mentally have an area where I'm going to take the position out. I don't know, we'll see how that goes if I tag things on them. It just goes to show that I'm doing something wrong. And then panicked, sold, and took the trade out too early. So I feel like some of these overlap. So I'm just going to look at that. And then I'm also going to look through the rest of these settings, and then we'll move on to the next part of setting this up. I think some of them overlap, but I think I'm going to leave them as is because I'm going to be journaling. Well, I do journal my dates that I don't trade. So if it's like I chased an entry, then I've obviously taken a trade that I've missed. And then for execution, if I've missed the ideal entry, but I haven't traded that day, obviously I'm doing something right. So I think that's kind of what I'm going to use those for. Just letting you guys know I changed my break-even offset. So it's basically changing what is considered to be a break-even trade. I've changed it to $1 because I went break-even on one of my trades. But the spread got me. I'm pretty sure that's what you call it. And yeah, I took my trade out at break even, obviously, but when I looked at my P&L, it said negative 40 cents, and it's like, I was break even on that trade. But then just seeing, like, anyway, I've changed this because this makes sense to me and it works for spread. Guys, I didn't know this. You can delete imports off of your TradeZilla, so be careful if you see people online that are showing their TradeZilla. I didn't realize, I thought you couldn't delete things on TradeZilla because that would help build your discipline and things like that, but you can actually delete things. So yeah, I thought I'd just put that out there while I'm going through the settings. I'm just looking at the notes, and I noticed that you can have separate tags for your notebook, which is amazing. So you can have tags for trades that you lost, trades for non-A plus setups, trades for break-even trades, trades for A plus setups, trades for trades that won. Oh my god, I'm saying trades so much. You can have tags for psychology issues, and then it will separate all of the notes. So these are the ones that I've set up, and I've done it specifically so that I can look at the notes from obviously each of these, and I think that these are the actual points that I would be reviewing. And I feel like I was going to break down psychological issues into like FOMO, greed, so on and so forth. But I thought I'd just put it all under psychology issues because I need to fix every psychology issue, in my opinion. But if I'm wrong, and if you guys are like, no, you really shouldn't be trying to fix all of them at once, you should like separate them, just let me know, because I honestly don't know. People don't speak about it enough, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just what I'm going to try. I just added no trades because I want to be documenting the days that I don't take a trade, so that if I potentially miss an entry, I know. Okay, I'll show you guys the prompt that I'm using. You guys can pause the screen if you're super curious and want to copy the prompt, but I basically just said, can you write out a pre-market analysis template, a trade recap template, and a weekly analysis template, and a goal tracker and self-accountability tracker, basically where I can talk about the things that I'm bad at in my self-accountability tracker, and then have goals that I'm setting to be better. So yeah, I'm gonna see what it says, but I just want to show you guys the prompt that I'm using. Okay, let me update you guys on what's going on with that trade that I took, the basically demo paper trade. Yeah, it's going straight to my direction, so I love that. I think I absolutely ate with this. So let me show you guys what I basically did. So I've got some templates. I've got a pre-market analysis template, which is basically something that I want to basically something that I want to do every single day when I wake up in the morning, just like I do my chart analysis. I can't remember, my morning charting or whatever. I just want to actually write it down and track it in a journal as well. So I'm going to do my pre-market analysis, and this is basically what it looks like. I basically just asked ChatGPT. I was like just talking to ChatGPT about it, asked them to write me up templates, and this is what they've popped out. You can pause it if you want to have a look, but I think this will really help me just have clarity when I go into the day, and then actually see if I do what I say I was going to do, or do what I expected every single morning. And then I have a trade recap. So after every trade that I take, this is basically what I want to be like jotting down. This will help me as well because I'll start doing this when I do back testing, which will be great because I can categorize my trades for back testing, if that makes sense. And then a weekly review. It'll be the week of this date to this date, and then I'll basically do a review on the week of trading and what basically how the week basically went. And then goals to accountability. So I have my long-term goal, which will most likely be profitability. Just profitability overall, and then if I am profitable, then that's good. But yeah, I think these little weekly goals will kind of get me to that point of profitability. Obviously I'm not going to be measuring profitability off of 1 week, it's going to be off of a longer term thing, so that's why I've kind of structured it like this, which will be great. And then pre-weekly analysis. So before every single week, I want to do a bit of an analysis on what the market is looking like. So what news should be coming out, what I'm just basically keeping an eye on, and then I'll also but I'll analyze the daily chart, the weekly chart, and like the 4 hour, just to see kind of what price is doing and what the key levels are on a weekly basis. And I'll most likely save it in TradingView because I obviously only trade gold. I will potentially add a new layout, so I'll just have my normal one, and then I'll have my weekly analysis one, which could be a good idea, but we'll see how I go with that. That's probably something that I'll also be posting. And yeah, and now I'm going to write out my affirmations, and then I'm going to have a pre-market affirmation note. I thought I'd show you guys the actual analysis notes and the actual notes that I'm going to be filling out, and I'm going to work with ChatGPT to make my affirmations. Okay, you guys might think I'm crazy, but that's okay. We have because from the progress tracker, we have in here, I wonder if I can move this. Okay, from the progress tracker, we have the manual rules is morning trade analysis, reading over my notes daily, and saying the affirmations that I have daily. So these are the notes and affirmations that I have. So we'll start with the affirmations. You can pause to read it. I'll scroll through it really slowly so you guys can pause and have a look. If you guys want me to somehow give you guys this affirmation sheet, let me know. But it's basically just affirmations saying that I follow my rules, that I follow my risk management, that I am a profitable trader, and that I do the things that profitable traders do. Like, I let trades come to me, I never chase or force them. I step into each trade with confidence, clarity, and calm energy. I am the trader who thrives on patience, discipline, and clarity. I live as a profitable trader I already am. Like, affirmations like that, which are basically just going to help me kind of affirm that I'm going to follow my rules and things like that. I'm going to go into reminder notes, and it'll kind of reinforce the fact that the affirmations that I'm doing are probably the right thing to do. But the reminders that I have are basically, they're all from ChatGPT, by the way. Everything I've done is from ChatGPT, just until I have some experience with it, and then if I want to make tweaks here or there, then I will. But basically, it's just statistical evidence on how I need to follow my rules, practice proper risk management, don't know my trades. So I'll go through a few. Traders who treat their psychology like a system with daily affirmations, visualization, and reflection are 3 to 6 times more likely to avoid emotionally driven mistakes, which is affirming what I'm doing now. Consistently using 1 to 2% risk per trade increases long-term survival profitability by over 70% compared to traders who risk more than 5% per trade. That's kind of affirming the fact that I should be risking low, which is really good. And then traders who journal every day or every trade are 3 to 5 times more likely to become consistently profitable. And there was another one that I thought was interesting. That was really good. Traders who reflect on missed trades and doing nothing decisions are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop patience and avoiding chasing the markets, which obviously means profitability. So I think that one's really good to remind myself, because I know that on the days that I don't take trade, I'm more likely not to journal, basically. But I've pretty much done everything. I don't think there's anything else that I need to cover when it comes to setting up my trade seller. I think I pretty much covered everything, the whole process. Obviously, I haven't given you guys a full tour. This isn't a tutorial. This is just, come set this up with me. So I've kind of just taken you guys along the journey of me setting it up, me figuring out how to do things and what needs to be done on here. I'll probably post a little bit of a tour of my trade seller later on and how I'm doing it, but I want to do a little bit more first and document my trades first. But yeah, that's basically what I've done. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, found something valuable. If you guys have any other tips for me, please let me know in the comments, and I really appreciate you guys staying here and watching the whole video. Yeah, I hope you guys had a great trading week, and hopefully this helped you out in some way, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.